60,000 Irish people who were erased from history for 100 years just came back from the dead, and it's because of a fire, a war, and an AI that learned to read handwriting from the 1800s. Here's what sounds impossible. How do you bring back records that were completely destroyed a century ago? In 1922, during the Irish Civil War, the Four Courts building in Dublin was shelled and burned, destroying Ireland's entire national archive. Gone were centuries of census records, birth certificates, land deeds, court documents, basically Ireland's entire paper history up in flames. The 1821 census was considered the most devastating loss because it was the only complete population record of Ireland before the Great Famine, listing every single person's name, age, occupation, and location. Genealogists called it the lost generation, because if your ancestors were only in the 1821 census and nowhere else, they were just gone from history forever. Families had no way to trace their roots past that point. But here's where it gets wild. Historians recently discovered that before the fire, local clerks and researchers had made partial handwritten copies and transcripts of the census scattered across Ireland in parish records, libraries, and private collections. The problem was these copies were fragments. A page here, a torn half-sheet there written in barely legible 200-year-old cursive that would take humans decades to transcribe. So the virtual Record Treasury of Ireland used AI trained to read 19th-century handwriting, and they fed it thousands of these damaged, fragmented documents. The AI pieced together 60,000 names that have been lost for over 100 years. People who lived through the 1821 census, survived or died in the famine, whose names burned in 1922, are now searchable again. Genealogists are finding ancestors they thought were permanently erased. One researcher found their great-great-great-grandfather listed as a potato digger in County Cork, a person who existed, worked, lived, and vanished from all records when the Four Courts burned, now restored by AI reading handwriting fragments. Here's why this matters beyond just family trees. The 1821 census captured Ireland right before the famine changed everything. It shows what Irish communities looked like when the population was over 8 million, before it dropped to 4 million through starvation and emigration. These 60,000 names represent real people who lived in a version of Ireland that was about to be destroyed. And for 100 years we couldn't even say their names. The virtual record treasury is still finding more fragments, and the AI is getting better at reading damaged documents, so they think they might